looking at today, Marco?
Today we are looking at an issue that Lee found. I'm gonna read the issue description because I actually still have to read it carefully. So, need a way to disable Markdown preview. Sometimes GitLab tries to be too smart for its own good. I have a bunch of projects that are actually book publishing projects where the full book source is in Markdown. This makes it very difficult to use GitLab for things which it would normally do fine because it thinks it knows how to handle them but doesn't. For one thing, it just doesn't understand all the markup. For another, some of the files are too big for it to preview efficiently. Okay.
Can I?
I'll summarize it in like a real simple. So
yeah,
I
please
think
do.
there's two sort of scenarios. One is where probably people just don't want GitLab to try and render the markdown ever in like a project or a group. I don't think we're going to tackle that today. The other one I think is more specifically when somebody's sending a link to a file, to a markdown file. Now that might be just a link to the file in general, or more specifically, they might be sending a link to a line or a set of lines in a file, in a markdown file. Now, in that instance, at the moment, it takes you to the rendered version, and the rendered version doesn't actually support anchors, line references. So it sort of doesn't work at all. So in my mind, I was thinking we can do one and or two things. One would be detect when there's an anchor in the link, and then we render the source instead of the markdown. The other thing which we could do as well as would be to support a flag in the query string, a parameter. So apparently there's similar products that have plain equals 1 or plain equals y or something along those lines. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think Andrew's maybe had a think about the issue as well.
Yeah, I've read the issue a little bit. I've not looked into any of the code yet, though.
Not looked at the code myself either, but have you got any thoughts on, in terms of like project setting, group setting, or URL query string, or just detecting the anchor? Or
yeah, I think just detecting the anchor would be a good starting point, and then we can look at expanding that for like you were saying,
because I guess that we could almost call it a bug, right? Because it doesn't make sense if you're linking to a line in a file if it just takes you to the file, not to the line in the file. So we can consider that a bug and prioritize it. Sounds good.
Okay. So just to make sure you can see the screen again, right?
Yep, I see the issue.
Okay, so first thing first, I'm gonna update my local environment because I need to rebase with master.
And me and Andrew can try and jump ahead, I guess, and find where we think this is happening.
Yep.
I'm guessing, so you guys probably cleverer than me. Anchors don't get sent to the server, do they?
Anchors don't get sent, no.
So we'll need to detect this client side, and I suspect it'll be a view component.
Well, it would be a query string, wouldn't it?
Not exact. I mean, yes and no. It's an anchor, that the line number. So if we're going to detect that, then we'll have to do it client side.
Okay, I'm ready. So what? Maybe I can see. No, you're following me. I'm following you. Yeah.
So I'm actually just starting my GDK because I can't remember how to use Vue DevTools on GitLab.com. And Vue DevTools is the way I think I would start this. Alternative. Go on.
Do we have an example that we could try to check out, or should we set one up on the GDK?
Let's set one up on GDK. I suspect there's a readme.md probably in one of the sample projects already, so that should work quite nicely. So I don't think we've used Vue DevTools on one of our pairing sessions yet, so that'd be quite cool to.
Yeah, I'm gonna just quickly update also the bundles. Come on.
Okay. So many things to update with GDK.
Yeah. See, I should have also some migrations. Yeah. Shouldn't take too long. We should put an elevator song in the background. Come on. Okay. So GDK is up and running, and we can try. Yeah, README. Yes, I have one. So,
so on your readme.md, if you change to source, so on the left-hand side, a bit further, that's it.
Yep.
Then pick a line, any line, preferably towards the bottom, I guess.
Oh, I get maybe no.
That's it. Yeah, click on the line number, then copy that URL. I can't quite see the URL, but yeah, it has got a hash in there.
It's got the hash on.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Oh, okay. Let Webpack compile. I'm just gonna.
So the other thing I found that speed things up, if you don't particularly need it, the performance bar, if you disable that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can press on the keyboard in fairly short succession.
Okay.
P and then B. So P for Papa and B for Bravo.
I tried, but it didn't pick it up. PB. No, it's not working for me. Well, I can live with this.
Okay, see how it goes. I find it really slow. So you start to realize when you switch it off how much faster.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. We'll maybe try it on a different screen. I don't know if the keystrokes are being, or maybe you've got keyboard shortcuts disabled.
I don't know. Well, so I guess that what you were suggesting was to check if the URL has an hash, an anchor at the end, and switch from this view to the code one, right?
Exactly. Whether we need to be any more scientific than that, whether we need to look if it's like hash and L.
Okay. Also, I just noticed that when the page loads, it's showing the rendered file, but if we switch to the source, it automatically goes to the line 123. So we might be good only switching to the views.
Absolutely.
I think, that could work. I was going to say, I think, thinking about the query string thing again, I was going to suggest if you click on the source button, then that's when we add the plain equals 1.
So it'll already have that when you copy it and send it.
Correct, because there's no way to actually link to the source version of the file at the moment.
Oh.
So this would give us a triple benefit almost.
Yeah.
It would. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, so basically we should do two things. I mean, checking if the URL ends with an anchor and switch directly to the source file, and if we have a plain.
I think we might not need to do that check anymore. Is maybe what Andrew is suggesting. Because if we make it so when you click on the source, the button that you've already clicked on, if we have that update the URL in the browser
gotcha.
and add $plain equals 1, then when you then scroll down and click on a line, it will already have that in there.
Yes.
So yes, this won't fix for any historic. I suppose that's the only thing. It would be nice
that as a separate iteration, I guess.
Yeah.
In either order, I don't think it makes much difference.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm just curious if you put $plain equals 1 on the end, so delete that hash.
Yeah.
And just do.
Does it already work? You mean?
Well, I'm just curious. Might as well check. Question mark.
So, but
I would be surprised if it did.
Welcome to try it.
No, it doesn't.
That's all right.
So we should try and search.
So it looks like blob header is the component that contains the viewer switcher, it's called, which allows you to toggle between.
Blob header. All right, yeah. Oh, that was the right one, Marco. On the view tools. On the view tools.
Yeah.
Components. No, on the right-hand side, there's a little circle with a dot in the middle.
Little circle. This one.
Yep. And then click on the.
Yes, I could try this. Oh, okay. And we have this one.
So blob header, view switcher.
View switcher. I guess we could try and see view switcher. Value reach is any easy way to find this.
It would be cool if there is already something in there.
Let's see.
The file should be called blob viewer. Yeah. Oh no, in VS Code I meant. Sorry.
See. Oh boy. Blob header viewer switcher. This is the one with 2 buttons, so it should be this one, I guess. Icon code, yeah. Switch to viewer. Switch to viewer. It does emit an event. Should we? Because I guess this component is getting used in other places.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should handle the event on the file preview page, so we can keep the same behavior on other pages.
I'm just trying to see. I'm going to have a look on View DevTools again, because what I'm curious to see is there something that we can pass. I'm guessing that the data of the viewer switcher contains the current state, whether it's set to sort of simple or what do they call it? Like, plain text viewer, simple viewer, or rich. I think they tend to call it rich. Mm-hmm. If there's a prop not a prop, but if that's stored in the data, maybe we can just pass a new prop. We can add a new prop, which allows you to set the default to the opposite. I don't know if that sounds like a logical.
It the doc icon.
So the data is actually empty at the moment for the view. Oh yeah, so we got it computed. Is rich viewer true? Is simple viewer false? And then when we flip, hopefully that then flips. Yeah, is rich viewer false? Is simple viewer true? So
we can change the default value.
Yeah, so it's a computed at the moment. So what determines
the switcher? If show you the model viewer, but it's not passed at the moment, so it's not a customized behavior. It's just its own default.
Exactly. In fact, I guess we maybe don't even need it as a prop. I'm guessing we could just check the query string in the component itself, but just thinking whether there could be anywhere else that it's used that we would be sort of that would break things, but I don't think it would, because it looks like we have two states for this viewer switcher, simple and rich. So I don't think so. We might, rather than plain, we might want to use like simple or viewer equals simple, or viewer equals rich, or simple equals 1, or simple equals 0, or I'm sure there's people whose job it is to make these kind of pointless decisions.
I guess we could. Oh boy. Just to check, because I feel like we should handle to check the anchor or the plain equal 1 on the page itself and pass it down to the component.
Right.
So just to check, if I put value equals simple blob, it's...
When you say page, what do you mean by page, I guess?
I mean this page, the app, the view app, I guess.
And are you thinking like server side, or are you thinking in view, in client side?
I hope we can make the change in client side.
Because if you wanted to do it server side, I might be tempted to use like provide and inject, possibly.
Okay.
But I don't know that I don't know how we make the decision as to where it should live. I really like the idea of having it in viewer switcher itself, because I feel like depending on, well, can we check where else this is?
Now I got what you actually meant. You wanted to check the URL directly from the header switcher.
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
oh, gotcha.
Need a bit of. It might make more sense in the blob header, because actually now I've seen it. Viewer switcher. Yeah, we are passing vModel, which is a reference to viewer.
Yeah.
And viewer is what? Viewer is data. This.hide viewer switcher null. Active viewer type. So active viewer type is a prop. The default is simple blob viewer.
Yeah.
So this is actually being passed down from somewhere above.
Yes.
So let's see, where is blob header mounted?
Blob content viewer. And this blob content viewer, yeah, it has the header and the content. So I guess this is the actual component showing the file. And blob header. hide the viewer switcher. Yeah, because sometimes it's not even visible.
Yeah.
Show path, override copy. Oh, and here we have the switch change, the actual change between one and the other. Because this switch viewer, new viewer.
I'm not actually sure if yeah, I am joined to the live share, but I can't seem to see like what you're doing for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you clicked on Marco in the live share participants?
I'm not seeing that. Maybe I'm not on the live share. Can you see me in the live share?
Yeah,
I can see you. You're in blob header line 11.
How can you see me?
On the left-hand side, all the way at the bottom, there should be a live share.
Yeah, it's just got the share and join buttons. It's broken as always. Never mind. Good old Linux.
That's why.
Oh,
I can see you though.
Yeah, I know.
I can see you too.
I can't see you, so never mind. Never mind. I just have to look at Restream.
Yeah. So yeah, I was trying. What I was trying to do? Yes, I was trying to check with us.
So what was it? Was it called blob content, or what was the? Because we found out that it's passed in from higher up, right?
Yeah, it's inside the blob _ content _ viewer.view.
Viewer. And is that as far as it goes, or does it go even further up?
No, I guess this is as far as it gets.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just passing down the project path and the actual path of the file, I guess. So this is the actual root.
Brilliant. So what's it doing here?
This also is the switch between the content viewer and the code viewer.
So it receives the event or does something like that. And yeah, Visual Studio is just useless. I'm going to kill it and go back in again.
Yeah, because the blob. Okay, so the blob header is watcher. Oh, the value. What is this? Oh, V model. What actually does the V dash model in Vue?
So that I think binds in both directions.
Okay, because the view switcher, the blob header binds the view switcher and checks for a value that I suspect is the value of the actual switch selected, and then emits the viewer changed event that's getting picked up by the blob content viewer that actually does the switch.
So blob content viewer, blob header. So we pass through blob active viewer. So we pass through viewer.type. That's, I think, what we need to be able to manipulate or whatever it is based on the query string.
Yeah. Because the view header active viewer type has an active viewer type already.
Yeah.
And this is, yes, it's getting set. Okay.
Right. I think that the computed prop that we want to change. Const rich viewer, simple viewer is in blob content viewer. There's a viewer computed, and I think we want to do something in here.
I guess that we could change the default one. Because by default, there's a simple blob viewer. But simple blob viewer, which one is it? Is it the...
Oh, so that's interesting. The default actually is simple.
Yeah.
I'm guessing somewhere when it realizes that it also has a rich viewer, it then says, oh, well, let's favor the rich viewer.
Yeah, there's actually a call to... Where was it? Switch viewer. Oh, this is getting called when the Apollo query for the project actually finishes, and it's checking the has rich viewer flag.
Yes, love it. Good find.
Yeah, and it's actually the backend telling what viewer should be the default one.
Awesome. So we can whether we create another method that the result calls, or whether we put it directly in the result kind of itself, but we can just check in there, right? If the query string,
we could also try and do this and should load the code as the first one. Yeah. Now, when you load the page, is actually showing the code and not the rendered one. So yeah,
awesome.
We can do this.
We're on the right track.
Yeah. Down the rabbit hole. So how can we check the URL?
So there's a number of different ways to use it. I'm assuming we're not using view root or view router or whatever it's called. And I think introducing it at this stage would probably not be the right way to do it. I'm tempted. Well, I would search the code base for somewhere where we're already doing it. We probably are just checking like location.href or location.query string or something really simple.
But do we have this dot root?
I don't know. I think
the window location search, I think is what you want.
Sounds about right. So I'm thinking we do this with showing and hiding white space, or we can add a query string parameter. So in the diff viewer, so maybe we can find how that extracts the parameter. And if we like it, we can use it.
So where did you find that?
So unfortunately, I'm trying to grep at the moment, and it's not working over the internet to live share. But if you search for something like show white space in Control-Shift-F, I think that if we search in there, it might. I guess it'd be like camel case rather than because it's a JavaScript like a local. Oh no, actually, you might be right. Let me.
There's a lot on the back end, but nothing on the front end.
Okay. Let me actually do it. Find a merge request and do it quickly and check what the query string is. It'll be annoying if it's processed by the back end. That seems quite weird, but no, maybe it is because the back end has to know what. Because I can think the diffs get rendered on the back end and then sent to the front end, so it probably does get processed by the back end.
I'm just gonna brute force it and see if it works.
And weirdly, my URL didn't even change. Maybe they've changed the way that works. It definitely used to when you switched between view equals inline Will that do it? View equals parallel.
Oh boy, what did dot test? Root object, you have to access to a root object from your component, which exposes what you need.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't see what you were looking at when you were talking about root. I thought you were talking ROOT. Yeah, we need to be using view router if we want to access this, and we're not using view router in this component, I don't believe.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't see that you were looking at that. So I found.
Well, actually, I tried to console log that, and I got an object.
Interesting. Okay.
So we might have the root.
Maybe we do.
Well, I guess I console logged root.query, but I got an object. 966. Yeah, this is it. To string. Is it? No, this way. Oh, I'm mixing up Ruby and JavaScript.
So we can put breakpoint in as well if we want.
Oh, does it work?
So not in VS Code. I'm sure there is a way to do it in VS Code. But if you search, so copy that to the clipboard. Are you using Chrome?
Oh, you want to do it
Not quite. It pretty much is the same as what you're doing. But if you go to the Elements tab,
and
do Control-Shift-F.
Yeah, and I can search for the string.
In there, yeah.
It's not.
Your keyboard must be a bit funny. You definitely did Control and Shift and F for Foxtrot.
Yeah.
Can you go to console and try doing it then, maybe?
Is it Control-Shift-F for find, though?
Yes. No, on Mac, Control-Shift-F actually enables the full screen.
So Command-Shift-F, I guess it'll be, right?
Yeah. No, Command-Shift-F actually goes full screen.
So what on earth is the keyboard shortcut for Mac then? Is
it F for find as well?
Yeah.
What's Italian for find?
No, I don't.
No way.
No, Control T opens up a new tab. No.
I'm just going to Google Control-Shift-F Mac Chrome. Honestly.
While you try and check that, I have to answer a call very quickly.
No worries.
I'm trying to find out where this simple viewer is being overridden with the rich viewer to start with.
So it's in the callback on the GraphQL. So on Blob Content Viewer, exactly where Mark I would put that console log. Is that what you mean?
Oh, is that what that was? Yeah.
Yeah. So after it gets the query back, it says, if I've got
this Blob viewer,
then use it.
I'm back.
Awesome. It says Command Option F.
Oh, Command Option F. Oh, yeah, this is...
There you go. So if you paste it in there, then you can double-click on... It was normally the last result.
Well, this works.
That one might work, yeah. And then you can put your breakpoint in and do what you want to do.
Yeah, let's try this and reload the page. Root full. Yeah, we have it.
Awesome.
We don't have a query, but I guess that's because we actually don't have one.
Yeah.
So if we, oh God, disable.
Are we going to go with simple equals 1?
Plain, maybe?
Well, it's just because they refer to it as a simple blob viewer that we're thinking using simple.
Do we want to make it? I guess plain equals 1 makes it more obvious to the end user, though, doesn't it? Does it?
Maybe. But then I would say maybe code equals 1 would be the most obvious to the user to sort of say that you're switching between. What's the hover state of that button?
You can't have the hash before the question mark.
Oh, yeah, right.
Standing on the shoulders of giants, should we maintain consistency with unnamed competitors?
I don't know. I don't know whether that does benefit or not, to be honest. I mean, the original request they asked for plain equals 1 was their suggestion, but should we just stick with that? We'll do plain equals 1 because that was what was suggested, and then we'll mention to the reviewer that we thought it might make more sense. It might be more sort of in tangent with the code to use simple, but.
We're going to go with plain, Marco, to start with.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Equals 1.
Does it come through as a typed, or do they all come through as strings? That's the only thing.
Looking at no, it's a string. So yes. Should we?
I would probably just do equals 1. I think that works. Does it, or does it not?
I
never use equals. That's going to throw a lint warning, I guess.
Yeah, as lint will
okay.
complete. So,
okay, that's it. Triple equals quote 1. Yeah.
Yeah. And in this case, we are gonna show the simple blob viewer, which should be the default, but just to be sure. And
yeah, I think if I'm honest, I wouldn't switch at all. I think I would just.
Yeah, I would say if it's not equal to 1, then do the switch thingy. So get rid of that else statement. Yeah. Is that the same as it was before? I think it is.
Yeah, because if it's undefined, it should still get inside.
Yeah.
Well, I guess should I actually check query because it's an empty object, not undefined or null. So this is still stuck.
Won't that throw an error though? If no query. Yeah, no, that should be okay.
Fingers crossed. And it doesn't work. Because I'm using simple. And it does work.
Get that.
Beautiful.
And if we don't set this, default behavior.
And maybe try like plain equals 0 or.
Oh, yeah. Should we also support plain equals true?
I don't think so.
The only way you're going to get that is if you type it in.
Yeah, but I know some people could be try to do that.
Again, feel free to maybe pop it on the MR just to say it was something we considered. But
yeah.
So I think the next thing then, obviously that's the switching, is when you click the button to change the query parameter. We just want to pop or push plain equals 1.
Yes.
String.
Well, I guess we can. Where was it?
I guess in the switch viewer method.
Yeah, I was looking for that, which is down switch viewer. Yes. And how do we update the URL in Vue?
Can you modify this root query directly?
Vue root.
So yeah, I think we might want to. It depends if we want to be able to click back and forward if we need to push. I think we'll probably want to do like this root push or something like that.
Yeah, root push. But the path shouldn't change, only the query.
If you go through to that router navigation reference they've linked, can you just do a push with a query to make it update, or do you need to provide? Oh,
page not found. Yay.
Name or path is mandatory. That's fine. I think we can pull that out of the existing query, can't we?
Well, we can keep the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, go back again.
Yeah.
A little bit further down, it's got this router replace. Can we use that? What's that doing?
But maybe we can replace the query from an empty one to a new one. Well, actually, that might be better, so we can all change back and forth between plane 0 and plane 1. But I still think that name or root is mandatory. Let's try.
Programmatic navigation. Replace current.
Name. Yes, we could try.
No, we probably don't want replace.
Oh no.
Replace doesn't update history. Pushing does.
So we have to use push.
So the only issue, and I don't know if this is an issue or not, I'm just doing some testing to find out, is if somebody like toggles a few times, like they'll get a lot of junk in their history, but I don't think that matters.
Also, to get the same path, I think I can use router.path. Keep it the same.
I thought it was this route path, is it?
Did we use here? Oh, yeah, root. Well, maybe the root is the actual root we're in, and router is the one.
That's why I'm worried that we're not going to be able to do this, because I'm not sure that we're using Vue router, but I guess we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah. And this one is plane equals type. Was it sim? Viewer. Or 0. And I guess I'm gonna do this trick again. Well, let's start from a clean state. What was it? Control Option F. Yeah. Why can't I see this? No, we don't have a router.
So
But still, I can't even see root here.
I guess that root is a core part of Vue, whereas Vue router is like a library, whatever you want to call it, that you have to load separately.
I was going to say you can just do window history push.
No,
is it?
we have
Yeah.
Vue router.
What's that? Sorry.
We have a Vue router.
Okay, interesting.
And we also have a Vue root.
I thought. Okay, I thought you can access Vue router a minute ago. Is it just where you were trying to access it that was a problem, or?
Yeah. So, yay, it worked. Simple enough.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's working.
When we go to the rich viewer, do we want to get rid of plain equals 0? Just get rid of the query string completely? Because that's the normal URL that you would get to that page.
Yeah, I don't feel particularly strongly about either. I quite like it with the 0 in there because it makes it more obvious that you can put a 1 in there if you want to.
We are so different.
But I don't think, it's...
There's one bad thing though. When I click to get the link to the line, it override the query.
So let's have a look. Is it just a normal hyperlink?
I don't know. Code intelligence is row count. Blob content is the one that...
It'll be the simple blob viewer, won't it?
Hide line numbers.
Yeah, up at the top there, you've got simple viewer. Line 56.
Yeah, this one you mean?
Yeah, so it's returning the simple viewer when it's not rich. Do you want to check that component?
Oh, okay. Simple viewer, which is okay. Blowers. Oh, and that's a path. View shared components. View shared components. And here we have the simple and the rich viewer.
Yeah.
Oh, this is...
If you check the simple viewer, because that's the one with the line numbers.
Oh, yeah, right. Scroll to line, query selector.
Line numbers, splits. If not, here we go. For line in line numbers.
It looks like it does just href.
Yeah.
Can you check on the rendered page on where you've got your GDK in Chrome what the href actually is? So if you just right click and inspect on one of the line numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, not this one. Inspect. href. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to put the question mark plain equals 1 in the query string and then check the line number ref? So if you edit your URL directly.
Yeah, I was trying to understand what you wanted me to do.
Oh, sorry, no, in the address bar.
Oh, yeah. So this way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already checked this.
And then inspect that line number link again.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it doesn't have it.
I'm a bit I'm a bit confused because if all we're passing is hash, LC, and line, how is it? When is it converting that to a full blown?
Maybe it's a browser thing.
No,
Oh,
it shouldn't be.
click scroll to line. No, because it's passing the hash. Let's see.
I'm just gonna try something really simple quickly.
But really, why does
Could
it?
you go back to Chrome
Yeah.
and get rid of the hash part of the URL up at the top in the
Yeah.
address bar? Sorry.
This.
Yeah, and just try that. Don't know why this would make any difference, but just curious.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Slide. I'm just curious to check a different browser what it does. So plain one.
So I've tried just in plain HTML.
Yeah.
I've just created a brand new HTML file with literally like a couple of words in it and a hyperlink that just links to like hash anchor.
Yeah.
And that is okay. It does when I inspect it. It does still just say hash anchor. It's not. It hasn't automatically kind of put the full URL into the href.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something going on.
It's not actually the full URL. It's
a relative URL, isn't it?
yeah. Also, yeah, it's not a browser thing because Safari does the same. Oh, I just noticed I'm still here.
I mean, I can only imagine it's Vue doing something, but why would it do this?
Is it Vue or is it maybe a Webpack thing? Because you can set the application root URL that get set as a prefix for maybe all the HTTP requests.
Can you do a view inspect on the line number?
Chunk line.
You've got to actually do it on the number bit.
Yeah, it
It's
was
two separate.
router link. Yeah, maybe then it's actually Vue rendering the anchors.
So we can't actually see any of that because of all of
Yeah,
our
because the two right here, it's using the hash L11. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
we
the relative.
can't see that.
Yeah.
Could you try, as crazy as this sounds?
Here we have the full root.
So the way we're passing.
Oh, maybe.
I can type in here, right? Can't I? I'm just wondering if we can do a couple of tests. Like,
Maybe I have an idea, but it's bad. Because the root has the exact path until the hash. Maybe Vue is rendering the anchors, getting the path from the root and appending the hash L11 in this.
could you have it? I've just added. I don't know if this is going to make it explode, but I've added just a plain
Yeah.
bit of. Can we see how that renders? If when we inspect that, if that gets prefixed with,
Let's see if it's.
assuming it does render it somewhere anyway.
Up to date. Where? Where is it rendering? Let's try to put it here.
Yeah, we could even move it further if we needed to, but
Yeah, it's not. Maybe we should because it's not getting displayed anywhere up to the. Where is it?
I'm wondering if this is the wrong file. Because
Well, I could try to do.
oh yeah,
this.
just look in Vue DevTools. That'll tell you what component it is, right?
well, it's saying it's a router link, but that's an anchor. So
Well,
is there another simple viewer?
Is there what, sorry, Andrew?
Another simple viewer.
No, it's not simple viewer. It's source viewer. The component name.
Okay, open source viewer, and we'll see that it's been staring us in the face all along.
Okay. Chunk. And what is this chunk? Components chunk.
Oh yeah, I guess this is because it.
Yeah, but still, the chunk it's rendering the href as hash L and line number.
Well, should we try doing the same?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Wait, hang on, no. You want to check chunk line, I think. Isn't that the line number?
Only if highlighted. Yeah, only if highlighted.
Yeah, but still,
That's
the
using-
GL link.
I was going to say, yeah, that's using GL link with a 2 instead of an href.
Yeah, but GL link is from the GitLab UI. We're farther down the rabbit hole.
I don't think we need to go to chunk line because that's only if highlighted.
Well, let me do the same thing we tried before. Where was it? This.
That's it. Yeah. Right. I think we should call time fairly soon.
Yeah. Well, we have at least the beginning.
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, I saw what too. Somewhere, it's down. It. Oh boy. Chunk line. No, it's actually using the chunk line and the GL link and the B link and the router link. But I don't see my link.
Why is? Let me just look at the definition of is highlighted, but oh, it's a prop. So, I mean, we don't even really know why it's using chunk viewer or whatever it was called, and not simple viewer anyway.
Yeah. It's funny because I can't see the link, the anchor that we added. Chunk line. If I add this to chunk line.
This is why I've somewhat given up on the MR that I started about 6 months ago to render CSV diffs as tables.
Oh, by the way, it's actually using the. Oh, maybe I was looking at the chunk. The chunk, maybe it's when the file is still loading. Because for a moment I was able to see test 2.
Yeah.
And now I can see test 3. And we can try and see. Yeah, this keeps it the plain data. So maybe.
Okay, so the next thing that I wondered then, so was that test 3 in chunk line, right?
Yes.
So the next thing I wondered is, oh, hang on. Okay, yeah. So this one is using GL Link, so that kind of makes sense.
Can you try changing 2 to href? Oh wait, no. That's going to be different, isn't it? Because this is passing down to React router now, I think.
Have you looked at the GitLab UI component already, Andrew?
I had a quick look at the source, and it's just passing everything down to B-Link, which is the Bootstrap one. I've not gone down on that, but it's using React, the router link in the end, and I think it's just going to be passing the 2 down to React router or router link, whatever it's called.
Do we want to try and change it to an anchor? I don't think so.
Probably not, because there's probably.
Do you want to try just changing it to an anchor to see if it works?
We can.
I mean, it's not going to be a proper solution, but we can at least narrow it down to be an issue. That's fine.
Line number. Oh, let's try and see.
So they should still work.
Yeah, we have the plane in here.
Oh, we do? I can't read that. Yeah, so it is an issue with using the router link.
Yeah.
And the 2 parameter. So 2 is a root location raw.
2 to what?
To replace custom. Denotes the target of the router link. Router location raw. See, if you pass a hash, it should only change the hash.
All I can think is when we're doing our No, because it didn't work, did it? Regardless of, did it work if you had hit the page with the plain equals one in the URL? It didn't work either way, whether you had clicked
Didn't
on
work
the
either way.
button or whether you had navigated directly to it.
Yeah, the only
Interesting.
problem was if we tried to get the anchor from the code.
Now, I'm not expecting this to work at all, but if we do hash is that
Oh,
valid?
okay. Yeah, I see what you're
No.
saying.
Hang on, I need another. Wait, no, what am I doing? Oh, hang on. Do I need to? What is the valid syntax for this?
Uh,
Oh, wait, is that valid? I don't think that's right, is it?
yeah, it formatted the text. So
Okay, do you want to...
no,
You don't have plain in the URL.
no, I don't.
You need to.
Let's see. Nope, we don't. But just to make sure the change got there. Yeah, no, it's not working. Oh yeah, this is the valid syntax actually. Why our RMARs always get down to the bootstrap view? Yeah, this is passing down everything. But source components link.
I cannot Google anything.
I think I might know why it's. Oh, no, I don't. Can we? Let me just try putting something in. Have you still got your test free in there, or did you get rid of it?
Oh, I can just do. Wait a moment. Here it is.
So yeah, can we try geolink? So this should behave in exactly that. Yeah, actually that was fine. Oh no, the 2 needs to be 2.
No, only when it's JavaScript.
Yeah.
It's just plain. Okay, that's just a plain prop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we see what that does?
Yeah, the same thing.
Okay.
Methods. H.
Oh.
You found it?
No.
Oh.
But there's something called, so the GitLab UI G-Link has a safe link mixin. Wonder what that does.
Safe link mixin.
Yeah. Where is it located? Mixins, safe link mixin.
Under utilities.
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, I sneezed. Sorry. Yeah, it should be under mix-ins, safe link mix-in.
I can. Oh,
Where's
yeah, found it. Safe link. Skip. No. Safe link directive. So we have to check the directives. No, that only changes the href to about blank if it doesn't start with HTTP or HTTPS or mail to FTP.
Okay.
So I don't think that's the problem.
Can we try changing 2 to href and see if that works?
Oh, I didn't change. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
actually
does.
works.
Okay. Is that a valid change then? Why are they using 2 instead of href?
Because GL link exposes the two. What does it do on Bootstrap? Props to make prop. And what is it using for? Computed tag. We don't pass this. Computed tag. Compute. Where? Oh. Where are those methods? Utils router. Back. Utils.
Yeah, so it's, do we want an A or do we want a router link or don't we care?
Nice question.
Router links supports various additional props. If you're at...
Oh, return href when explicitly provided. Otherwise, it's gonna try and build an URL.
Well, again, if it works, let's see if it breaks tests. Let's see what reviewer thinks.
Yeah,
seems
can
like
try.
a good start, right? I think I might dive off now.
Yeah, me too. I have to get back to
Tests is always a challenge as well, but we're at a good starting point, and feel free to give us a ping if you need any pointers pushing it forwards.
Yeah, tests. What should we test? That. Oh yeah, we can. Oh,
This one should be quite easy. Well, I say quite easy, but we can sort of check when we mount the component. We can set the route, and we
yeah.
can just check whether it renders the. Well, we thought it was simple viewer, but chunk or whatever it might be. We can check what it renders.
Yes, we could try.
Yeah,
I'll try. I'll try to check what it does.
awesome.
I'm trying to check the commit history of that file to see why it's using 2, and there's nothing.
My suspicion is it's just the go-to, if that makes sense. It's just what you would naturally. No pun intended. No pun intended. But yeah, just the default. You know when you're looking at it.
Now I understood.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm signing off now, guys. Good to see ya.
All right.
Look
Okay,
forward to checking out the
I'm late.
recording. See you later.
Bye. See you later.
Yeah, I do think committing this with the change to href is fine.
Yeah, I guess so.
If they're against it, we could update the 2 and pass in all the parameters, but that seems like a bad thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I guess we will see. I can open the MR like this and just let the reviewer have a go.
I'm checking the original commit for the chunk and the chunk line.
Yeah.
And Kushal actually says not using GL link because it carries a lot of default styling. Yes, that's correct. The browser slows down significantly when rendering thousands of G-Link components. So it should probably just be an anchor rather than a G-Link in general, actually. Because changing G-Link to anchor just works as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we tried, if I remember.
Yeah. We may get a page rendering increase as well, speed increase.
Yeah, I guess. Send me the link to that comment so we can also. I'm gonna add it to the MR description.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll post it on Discord for you.
Yeah. Because right now I have to go back to the office and I won't be able to open the MR. I'll open it, I guess, this evening.
Okay.
So morning for you.
Yeah, it is 10 to 10 for me. So definitely getting close to bedtime.
Yeah.
All right.
So just check. Yes, this is working with the anchor. Yeah. Well, I'll open the MR and let you know then.
Cool. All right. We'll catch you next time, Marco.
I guess I'll ping Lee so he can assign all of us to the MR.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then let me close the live. So, okay, I'm gonna close the stream.
Cool. I'll catch you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.